Once upon a time, in a far-off land, a beautiful queen sat by her window, sewing. She pricked her finger, and 3 drops of red blood fell onto the white snow outside. The queen wished for a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony. Soon after, her wish was granted, and she gave birth to a daughter named Snow White. Sadly, the queen died shortly after. The king remarried a beautiful but vain and wicked woman. This new queen possessed a magic mirror, and every day she would ask it, "Magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" The mirror would always reply, "My queen, you are the fairest of all." This answer made the queen feel secure in her beauty. As Snow White grew up, her beauty surpassed her stepmother's. One day, when the queen asked her mirror the same question, it replied, "My queen, you are a lovely sight, but Snow White is 1,000 times more fair and bright." The queen was filled with rage and jealousy. She ordered her huntsman to take Snow White into the forest, kill her, and bring back her heart as proof. The huntsman, however, could not bring himself to harm the innocent princess. He begged her to run far away and never return. Instead of her heart, he brought back the heart of a young wild boar to deceive the queen. Snow White, terrified and alone, ran deep into the forest. She ran until she came upon a small, charming cottage. She knocked, but no one answered. The cottage was tidy, but also a little messy, with 7 small beds, 7 little plates, and 7 little chairs. Exhausted, Snow White fell asleep on one of the beds. Later that evening, the owners of the cottage returned. They were 7 dwarfs who worked in a nearby mine, digging for gems. Their names were Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. They were surprised to find a beautiful girl sleeping in their home. Snow White woke up and, seeing their kind faces, told them her story. The dwarfs, feeling sorry for her, invited her to stay with them in exchange for keeping their cottage clean and cooking for them. Back at the castle, the evil queen, thinking Snow White was dead, asked her magic mirror the same question. The mirror replied, "My queen, you are a lovely sight, but Snow White, living with the 7 dwarfs, is 1,000 times more fair and bright." Enraged, the queen used her dark magic to disguise herself as an old peddler woman. She brewed a poison and used it to coat a red apple. She then traveled to the cottage of the dwarfs. She offered Snow White the beautiful, shiny apple. Snow White, feeling sorry for the frail old woman, took a bite. As soon as the poison touched her lips, she fell into a deep, death-like sleep. The queen, thinking she had won, returned to her castle. The dwarfs found Snow White lifeless when they returned home. They cried heartbrokenly. They couldn't bear to bury her in the cold ground, so they built a glass coffin and placed her inside. For days, they mourned her, and all the animals of the forest came to pay their respects. One day, a handsome prince, who had heard of the beautiful princess in the glass coffin, rode through the forest. He fell in love with her at first sight. He convinced the dwarfs to let him take her away. As the dwarfs lifted the coffin, they stumbled, and the piece of poisoned apple that was stuck in Snow White's throat was dislodged. She coughed and woke up from her long sleep. The prince, overjoyed, asked Snow White to marry him. She agreed, and they lived happily ever after. The wicked queen, when she finally learned the truth from her magic mirror, was so filled with fury that she died of rage. Snow White and the prince lived a long and happy life, and true love's kiss proved to be more powerful than any wicked magic.